We are independent. We don't really make that much money here in the video store. I don't think we would probably start doing anything along the lines of like incorporating new technologies, because I think DVD will be around for a while.
They've recently been wanting DVD more often because of the sound, picture quality, better transfers.
I think VHS is over, period, and it's not coming back. I think this was a planned obsolescence. I'm sure this has happened in other things before, and I'm certain it will continue to happen. And my customers are going, but my VHS still works. I love it. How come I can't get anything in VHS anymore?
VHS still, like brand new tapes, a lot of places are doing away with them just because they still, for the most part, are really expensive to order when they're brand new.
Tapes were always more expensive than DVDs.
DVDs, you can get them at, like, you know, for the most part, the general retail cost of them, they're like maybe $20, $24 a DVD.
Video, back in the 80s, it was $90, only video stores could buy them.
The retail on a tape would be like $79.95 or $89.95.
$80, $90 that they were charging for VHS, and still are.
Surprisingly, people would think DVD would just come in and VHS would be out of the question, but it's not like that. We do still have a very, very large amount of clientele who are still into the VCRs.
A lot of people don't like DVD.
And the older generations are not real comfortable with it.
They have a hard time using it, they'll say.
They still can barely get the disc in and hit play and have it work. It's not like it's just so hard for them, you know. You tell them you got to look, and then when you see a little line that says play, you got to hit the button, and then, why do I, you know, it just doesn't go, you know.
Those discs scratch. I don't care what you say. People use them like hockey pucks. They scratch them. They return them in terrible condition. They return them with big food schmooze on them.
I'm actually on like second and third buys on certain titles that rent all the time, or they go out so often that they get scratched up, broken, and I have to rebuy them again because I have to have certain ones.
I have videos that are 25 years old.
They're durable, they last. People who still have the players have been using the same VCRs for 15, 20 years.
I guarantee you there will be nothing 25 years old on DVD that's played often.
If you're going to be in the video business, you have to go with what's happening at the time. It's like a pizza place who's been serving thin crust for 50 years, but now everybody wants deep dish. Well, sorry, I don't have it. Okay, how long you going to stay in business?
I like my VHS too, but it's gone.
It's a dying format. We've tried to sell a bunch of VHS, tried to just kind of liquidate some of the inventory that wasn't generating any revenue for the last like year and a half, 2 years.
Now the adult stuff, we're starting to get rid of that. VHS, because it's definitely, I mean, people will buy that like crazy.
Adult movies, extremely novel.
That's just a whole different world.
Every man or every woman has their private fantasy.
I think there was a curiosity about adult movies.
And there is a demand for it.
Because people never before could see a movie like that in their house.
We've had some specified interest in like local adult titles and stuff like that. People who are interested in, like, you know, people from the neighborhood contributing to the porn that we have in the back room.
I believe most of customers are corporate customers who's very educated, has good family, good kids, yet they do order that and they do want to have their own private fantasy to be satisfied.
That's the easiest thing to rent. That keeps you going.
There's not really anything else that I know of in this area, in North Milwaukee here in the Wicker Park area, that rents out those kind of titles.
You cannot get on Blockbuster Hollywood.
We're agnostic on content. As long as it's not pornography, we'll carry it.
A lot of places are, have like this moral thing going on, and we've maintained our adult section from the beginning, and it's definitely the bigger part of our business.
Somebody has to provide that. I don't think so Blockbuster is going to provide it. Cable do provide it, but they do have some restriction, I guess.
They're keeping the morality, like, they'll only go so far.
That people are normal. They want to fall in love, want to marry, or good sexual life, There are people who get married, but they still have wild fantasy. There are people who never want to marry, they always want to have fun. So all kind of different peoples out there, and I guess they have all different choices,
It's porn and late fee. That's what keeps it going.
This is how we pay our rent. This is how we pay our mortgage.
It's a tough business. It's real hard.
Things have changed on the distributor level. They've certainly changed on the studio level.
There used to be several distributors you could buy from. The studios put the lesser distributors out of business by taking away the lines from them. So it made me buy from certain distributors. When there were a lot of distributors, things were a lot better off because they were competing for your business. Today, there is no competition for your business. You either buy it from Ingram or VPD or you don't have it.
If distributor finds out that he has the rights to VHS only, he has to spend more money to release it on DVD. But say that distributor goes out of business, the video's in limbo for years. But in the essence of bootlegging, it's like, if you can't see it anywhere in any other form, if we don't have it, you can't find it anywhere on the internet, go for it. It's unfortunately the fault of the distributor if they're waiting 15 years to put, say, The Passenger on DVD. It's kind of sad that a film that great, it's taking 20 years to be released at all. And a lot of people also want to say that they own the rights to a film just to keep it up above people's heads. So, because they don't realize, they know they can make a lot more money if they release it on DVD, but they don't want to. It's unfortunate that's happened to so many filmmakers and so many movies.
They've changed on the film level, the response to the film.
I think because of the product that Hollywood's putting out. People don't want to see. Look at what happened over the summer. The Island bombed. All these like major Hollywood releases did nothing because people are starting to realize these movies are terrible.
There will be a few customers who come in and are very enthusiastic. But for the most part, the new movies aren't lighting anyone's fire. We're selling off our VHSs, and what are people clamoring to buy? The old ones. Those are the movies they love. The old ones. They're not standing in line for Dukes of Hazzard.
It's like department stores have had a big hit too because there's a department store in every corner and they're all handling the same brand. It's the same thing with movies. Too many theaters were built and good ones prosper, bad ones don't.
The studios are doing so poorly. If the releases are doing so poorly,